Hello. So today I wanted to talk about how negativity is normal. Now, I actually talk about this quite a bit as a thread throughout, any videos that I make and posts and stuff because negativity is like a huge thing. Like it's huge when you're starting out doing anything. It's like there's this overwhelming sense of negativity and in loads of different areas. And it was kind of weird, but only just now I think I realized how negativity is so different in so many different times and scenarios. And the negativity that I've personally faced doesn't compare at all to someone else's negativity. So there is a phrase that I use that's called turning a fuck you into a thank you. Now, that is my feeling, right? That overwhelming feeling where I just want to go crazy at someone and, F and blind, right? That's my feeling. And I actually probably am on the higher end of swearing. Like, I do that when I get too relaxed and stuff. So that might be my natural reaction. Whereas a lot of other people don't. I've actually spoke to some people that have said that they do not use swear words at all. And it's really powerful to do that as well. That's something else. That's something for me to remember myself. But negativity comes in a lot of ways where it can just be like oh, that sucks. Not like it doesn't fill you with energy. It sucks the energy from you. Sometimes like, you get riled up, that kind of energy. And then there's other times where it's like, oh, well, today's going to be a hard day, or, oh, well, that just doesn't feel good. And there's loads of different things in between. Like that's kind of the scale, right? The really like energy sucking type of negativity, and then the other one that like pumps you with this like adrenaline, right? And yeah, I wanted to speak about that as like an overarching thing. I've spoken a lot about turning that feeling, this one, into something positive and reflecting upon that really well. Sometimes that's not always 100% possible. It's always possible to an extent, but sometimes it doesn't quite fit. Um, One that people feel a lot, and one thing that really compelled me to doing this kind of work is that friends, like really close friends and family members, and people that you really expect to see your side of things all the time, sometimes don't, and that's like the draining one. That's like the well, that's unexpected, and you feel like something's maybe been taken away from you a bit. Like you thought you had this powerful team behind you, but you don't. And well, actually, you do. You still have that team. It's just understanding where they fit in. For me, it compelled me to do this because it's like, well, for me, one massive changing part in business that I'd done before, a small thing, was just being able to show my mum that I was actually making some money doing what I was doing, and that um, relieved some stress in her because, you know, she was never negative towards the work that I was doing. She might not have understood it. A lot of people do not understand work that you're doing. Also, sometimes you don't want to go in detail about it because it's not really what you want to be talking about with your family or whatever, right? It's not really what you want your conversations to be surrounded by. So my point with that was, for some people, it's just stress. Like, is this going to work for this person? And you'd rather see them in a 9 to 5 that they dislike because you think that the end goal is better, like going to work, right? Like a standard job. And that doesn't work for a lot of people, and it probably doesn't work for you if you've got this far into the video. But it's kind of odd. And I really want to help people with that. That's like a massive thing to me. Understanding that not everyone's going to support your dreams, but I personally really love to go in deep with people's dreams and their journeys. And if it's real, and if it's a real dream and a real journey, like, I'm there for it. I really am. So yeah, just dealing with the stress and stuff is really hard at times. And I think realizing that people are not being negative to you for no reason at all. Like they want some kind of outcome. They want something. And I think a lot of the time they want to be of value. Now, it's in our power to be of value to them first. So, what you can do is if someone's not supporting your dreams or something and they're like the energy sucking one, where you're not angry at them, but you just feel like maybe disappointed in the situation, understand why they feel like that. And maybe it's because they're stressed. Maybe you could add some value to their day by relieving some stress or showing them in a more clear way where the money is. That might not be the case, right? I'm not saying that there will be money there, but there may be other ways that you can relieve people's stress. And that's really important. It's always service first, always. So if someone's being negative to you, you provide a value to understand where is that coming from and how can I make this journey easier for them? Because at the moment it's like changing and like really changing. Like you're on a train track and you're guiding this, right? Or if you get travel sickness, right, and you're in control of the journey, you don't get travel sickness, you're in control. But the people behind you and around you and in the same vehicle as you do get travel sickness. So it's like, how can you reduce that travel sickness for them? How can you make this journey easier for them? For those people, right? For the people that you really do want to be on board, but they feel uncomfortable being on board for whatever reason. Just try and find out where it is and add value to that. If they seem to be a lot more stressed, because it's a stress thing, they might be more stressed generally. Is there something that you can do that's irrelevant to your service that reduces the stress for them? That might be really important. So this came actually as having a back and forth with someone on LinkedIn, and I always offer to make a real connection with people, and this person didn't react like in a very kind way or a very thoughtful way, right? They said something like, something along the lines of they don't want to be rude, and then continued to ask questions that I believe were set out for that instance. Now, the last video that I made where something like this really similar happened, I'd done better than the time before, but I still needed a lot of practice, and this is going to be the same for this time. So last time I didn't feel their feelings 100%. I felt my own feelings a lot. And I also didn't actually feel my own feelings 100%. I felt them as much as I could sort of bear until I switched off my phone and threw it aside and blocked them, which was also really stupid. So this time, what I tried to do a little bit was get myself in the shoes of the person and ask them questions. Not like poking and going too deep, but ask them a question that was like in a nice way. Like, I don't really want to give away too much of the conversation, but it seemed like there was an issue that they were dealing with. And I alluded to that. Like it's very hard to describe without, I don't really want to make anyone feel uncomfortable with the messages. But what I tried to do, and what I could have also done a lot better, was put myself in that person's shoes and understand where the negativity comes from. Because for me, they were attacking me as a coach. And I should have gone into more detail and asked, do they have issues with coaches? Has there been an issue with a coach before? Do they have bad experiences with a coach? Because what was really happening was the person didn't know me, and they often don't when this is how I'm offering to connect. So we haven't actually really connected to the stage I would have liked to. And it's like, I think I was being attacked as a group, maybe, which is just something to think about. Like, what could this group of people that I'm sort of attaching myself to, what could we have done better? And then maybe it wouldn't help me, but it would help everyone else. So the reason I say that is like there's a source of people's negativity and it's normal. It's really normal. Like, imagine a world with no negativity. It would just be like that would be really weird, like really strange. So my point here is, and this is like a bit of a rambly video. Actually, the reason I wanted to make this video was to sort of understand where I am at this point. This is a self-reflection video, and I wanted to share it with you because it's really important for you to understand my thoughts when sometimes they're not fully constructed as well. But what I'm thinking at the moment is to turn negativity around into something that's really positive. You need to go into a bit deeper and understand where the negativity springs from. And then we can deal with negativity a lot better, because it probably isn't anything to do with what you've done, or if you can be careful in your approach, then it's unlikely that you've triggered someone. But there's always the possibility that even a word that you've used could trigger them. I think there was a time where it was like a really short period. I went away on a holiday when I was a kid, and for that week I felt like I was being bullied the whole time. And there was a phrase that someone used, not relating to me or to like attack me personally, but it triggered me for ages on, like really triggered me for ages on. So I wonder if sometimes that's the case. It's not got anything to do with people.